hands in the air like everybody feel like whoa, whoa. Everybody hands in the sky like we rock the night like whoa.
Hey guys, Dylan from Hookahtroopers here. Sorry for looking so tired. I literally just woke up like 5-10 minutes ago. I have a huge headache. I forgot to load a bowl. Can you give me 5 minutes? Thank you. Okay, I'm back. So, this is my first review, so bear with me, please. There's quite a few things I want to cover on this place called X-Hale Hookah. It's located in Omaha, Nebraska. It's a new and upcoming hookah lounge. I found out about it last night, I think. It's their third hookah bar in Omaha that I know of, and it's pretty close to another one actually, but at this place, it's got its pros and cons, I won't lie, in my opinion, honestly, so. Okay, so the first thing I want to cover is I was greeted as soon as I walked through the door. As soon as I walked through the door, I was greeted by the owner. He was very friendly to me. It made me feel so welcome, and I appreciated that of him. He asked me if I've ever been to a hookah bar, and I told him yes, of course I have. I mean, I used to work at one. But he sat there and actually talked to me. Like, he made me feel welcome. Rather than just say, okay, well, I'm going to go get you this, they actually showed me what they have, showed me their products and everything else, and made me feel welcome, even when I was by myself. I don't know if a lot of hookah bars do that. Some of them do, that I've seen, that I've been to, but not all of them, like, will just sit there and talk to you. And they're very, very friendly to me, and I appreciate that so much. The place is very modern looking compared to most hookah bars. Just to throw a couple out there, I mean, there's Taza Hookah Lounge that I used to work at. It used to be called Oasis, if you ever seen the Bar Rescue episode. Staff was kind of but now it's a nightclub in a hookah bar, which, if you're into that thing, it's cool. At the same time, I don't know if you're really into that. Where there's Hookah Fro too, it's more of the chillax scene, but it's also very packed all the time. If you're curious about flavors, they actually have these little, I want to say jars of Shisha for you to smell. So like, if you're curious about the flavor, like I was curious about Starbucks Pink. I've never heard of that flavor. Okay, I've heard of it, but I've never tried it. So I was like, they said, well, we got these jars right here you can try. So I was like, okay. So I went over there and took a smell of it. I was like, oh my god, it smells good. Actually ended up mixing that with Pirate's Cave. Amazing mixture. Apparently the owner tried it and he loves it too. And he actually sat down and smoked with me for about 5-10 minutes, which is really cool of him. They have their retail and display all over the store. Like up in the front, they'll have the shelf with like all these hookahs. Inside, they'll have more hookahs. There's different brands, different styles. They'll have their hoses, the pipe cleaners, the bowls, shishas, everything. From what I saw, they carried Haze, Nakla, Alfaker, Fantasia, Metalwax, Doha, or Doka, whatever you want to pronounce that. They only use KM hookahs, which I think is good, but they only have like one style of it, but they are getting more in the shipment, he said. Which also I wanted to talk about, like he was willing to talk about their future plans and future products they were carrying, such as like the coals, they use 3 instead of 2, like some hookah bars, which gives you more smoke, but the thing with that is they use Egyptian bowls, and honestly I think funnel bowls would be better to get the better smoking, but he told me they like to pack it to the max, which I don't know if they overpack it or what they do, but it was kind of hard to pull, but at the same time it wasn't. They started out with Coconara, which lasted me 50 minutes on the first half of the bowl, and then I ended it with Titaniums, which I was only there for another 30 minutes with the Titaniums, but that bowl is still going strong. I told them about Titaniums, they said they have it. and they're gonna start using those more. I honestly think they're better in my opinion. If you have another opinion, please let me know in the comments, and we'll argue. One thing that killed me when I walked in there, first thing I noticed, above their desk, I guess, or the counter, it's a sign that says no smoking, and I kind of just laughed at that. I thought that was pretty funny. Don't judge me. The one thing that I didn't like was that their coals could be cooked longer. They had black on the top, which I will add a picture of that because I took a picture of those. I don't know. A lot of people say like you need to cook the coals longer, so you know what I'm talking about when it's got the black spot on the top. I actually held the coals over each other and kind of blew on them to cook it more, just to get them lit up correctly. And I told them about that. It's like you should probably cook your coals a bit longer so they don't go out so fast. They have free tea, which I didn't try the tea to be honest. I'm not a huge tea fan, but if you're into that thing, they have free tea. They keep their hookahs on the floor to prevent them from tipping, which I think is kind of smart. Hookah 402 does that, and Taza doesn't. And I'm surprised Taza doesn't, because when I was working there was a lot of hookahs being tipped off the tables. It was very unpretty. And there was one night that my dumbass kind of went for the coals, and I thought, oh, never mind, and I grabbed the hookah. That close to burning my hand. I almost caught 2 of those coals. It's a very calm atmosphere. It's not too quiet. It's not too loud. Their music is modern. It's great music. It makes you feel like you're at home listening to music, which is nice. Diffusers, I honestly think, would help with making the pull better and quieter. It just kind of feels rough. I guess that's because I'm used to the diffuser. I don't know if any of you guys are, honestly. The girl that was working there, I don't know if it was a sister or girlfriend, whatever she was, but she seemed very, very nervous talking to her. Obviously, she doesn't have much experience with the customer service, but I felt like she knew what she was doing. She just seemed very nervous to talk to me, which I don't know why I'm not that intimidating. Don't laugh. I know you're laughing, Craig. Shut up. Okay, so there's one thing I absolutely want to cover, and it kind of made me mad at the same time it didn't. Their hose. It was a Kellerman hose. Right about in the middle here, it was burnt, and it was kind of warped. It still worked, but it wasn't burnt through. And I mentioned it to the owner. He said it was the only hose they had in the back left, which led me to believe that they didn't have very many hoses to begin with, which, talking to him, he said he was going to get more. But if you're going to have a burnt hose, you might as well just replace it. Because a lot of people are just going to complain about that, and I kind of thought that was weird, to be honest. I wasn't complaining, I just thought it was weird. We got to talking, and they were absolutely willing to talk to me about future products, anything they were carrying, looking for new things to carry. And I thought that was very cool of them, honestly. I appreciated that so much of those guys. Altogether, everybody in that place was friendly. There's only 2 people working. The customers were friendly. The people that worked there were friendly. All their retail on display was absolutely cool, because then you don't have to go to a certain spot just to see all of it. It was just all on display everywhere. The shishas were on display, bowls, everything else. They're very cheap. Alfactor, smoke-wise, was $13, while the rest of them were $15, which is not bad if you know the other hookah bars around here. I mean, Jesus Christ. No offense to you guys. It was very cheap, and at the same time, they have their happy hours and college nights and everything else, and I think they said military night? I don't remember. Honestly, for rating-wise, I would give this place a 4 out of 5. I would absolutely give them a 5 if it wasn't for these few cons, honestly. I like the place a lot. I think it would become a regular place for me. I'm sorry to my friends who see this, and I used to be a regular with you guys, but this place I kind of like better. I'm very sorry if you see this. I highly recommend, or would recommend this to people. If you're ever in the Omaha area, or if you live in the Omaha area, please check this place out. I guarantee you like it. And if you don't, please just leave a comment and let me know what you thought. Or just shoot a video on Instagram. Give me some comments. Some comments from me on this place. They could use a little work, honestly, but at the same time, they just opened up 2 months ago, so they're up and coming still, and I couldn't appreciate it out of those guys more, just to like say, okay, we're just gonna throw a hookah bar here, let's get this going, let's make this great. For being open for only 2 months, they're doing a great job, and they're actually opening a restaurant right next door. I think that was really cool of them. So, like I said, if you're ever in this area, please, 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 just check this place out and just let them know what you think. They appreciate the feedback. And looking on Google, their reviews, nothing but good that I saw, so. I don't know. Honestly, I really like it. I think you guys would like it. Please check them out. I'll have their info in the description. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me and check out this video. And if you haven't, please subscribe to my Instagram and Twitter at Hookahtroopers. My name is Dylan. I appreciate your time.
She drop it down low.